because the parents were working a lot, we used to get sent to India to live with our grandparents. That's where our first ever experienced cricket, like street cricket, right? It was just made up wickets. We'll find 3 pieces of wood or 1 big plank of wood, stand it up. What they have is like a heavy hammer with a big stick, just flattening just that part down where the ball's gonna land. It was just like the highlight, like the highlight of the whole week. Everyone's just looking forward to Sunday. And the parents used to be going mad. Like 6 days a week, they struggled to wake their kids up for school. For 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, Sunday, everyone's out there 4:30, 5 o'clock, all gone. We'll be out there all day. No food, nothing. We'll be there until it gets dark. It was nice, man. It was really good. And there was no expectation, you just played, right? And that freedom in cricket really stuck with me from that age. Unfortunately, my school didn't really have cricket. But my PE teacher was a big cricket player. He played for Kent. And he went to me, "You play cricket?" And I went, "No, I'll play at home." And he said, you have to come down. So I had to work with my dad. Came down and joined Blackheath when I was quite young, I think in 1994. Never played for a club, right? So it was very new to me. It was quite scary. I was very young. But I did well. 2-3 years, maybe more. At the time, it didn't really bother me what team I was playing in, second, third, didn't really matter. But there does come a point where you see, when you become a serious cricketer or you take it seriously, you want to up your game, as in get promoted or get rewarded for certain things. And it wasn't really happening back then. It was a very difficult time. When you're outperforming people who are getting promoted, you start thinking, what's going on, right? I think I was being left behind because of my skin colour. And that I had a turban at that point. And it happened for quite a while. It got to a point where I tried to move club. Well, I did move club, went to another club, and it was happening again. And it really broke me, it broke me so much that I actually came home and cried. I just couldn't understand what I had to do to at least get recognised, if not anything else. That's a period where I lost my love for cricket. Well, not love for cricket, as in lost the will to play. I just gave up. I thought, I'm not playing this game anymore. After my son was born, he was old enough to run around and, play on swings and stuff. We just went to a park in Womble Park, Gravesend. By chance, I saw some guys playing cricket. And as you do, is I was staring. I didn't realise I was staring, but I was staring, looking at them and seeing what they were doing. Because, cricket's always in you, It doesn't matter who's playing, if it's on TV or anything. I remember one of the guys, Victor was, and he was like, "Oh, you play?" I was like, "Yeah, I play." And he was like, "Come over, come play." And I was now with my boy. But the urge sort of got the better of me, so I was like, "Oh, I might as well try it for a bit, see how I go." Try it for a bit, 4 or 5 hours later, we're still playing, and my boy's standing on the side waiting for me. That was that moment where I thought, I'm actually enjoying this, And there's no pressure then. There was no club pressure. There was no one expected anything of me, We were just playing cricket. And it sort of brought me back to the time when we used to play in India. That's exactly what we were doing. It was a turning point, a big turning point. It became regular. Every Sunday we were there from morning till night, until it got dark. Even when it was dark, we were still playing. And the more people joined, and then we were having proper games, and we started making friendlies with local teams, playing them on Sundays. And then before we knew it, we realised, and we turned around and we said, hold on, boy, we're too good to be not playing as a club. And then we joined the NCL, which is National Cricket League. Started right at the bottom, I think Division 8 or whatever it was. And we just kept winning. We just done everything together, which is lovely. You know, there was no pressure on anyone. There was no politics involved. We were known then as Jackdair Cricket Club. We won a lot of titles. We had our captain, Happy, Victor's brother. He captained us all the way from the bottom, all the way to the top. For about 20 years, I still do. I suffer from a condition called HS, which is hidradenitis suppurativa. It's a skin condition. It's very rare. I think it's 1 in a million. Because of that, I was on steroids. Like the whole world knows, COVID kicked in. All of a sudden, we were indoors, and I wasn't having no checkups, no blood tests, which I should be doing every 4 to 5 weeks, just to make sure my functions are correct and stuff. But I carried on taking my tablets because I was told to. I think most of COVID passed. It must have been about September is when I got ill. I woke up one morning, I went downstairs to make breakfast. I just vomited it out straight away. Then I thought maybe I'm ill, like as in I might got a bug or something. But then when I was trying to drink something, same thing was happening. You know, my body was just not letting me swallow or eat anything. I was in a lot of pain as well with my body, you know, my joints or everything. I couldn't move. Ended up in hospital. It got to a point where I couldn't even walk. Then when I was finally diagnosed, the doctor called us in and he said, I'm afraid I've got bad news. Your liver's at stage 3-4 and you probably got 12 months to live. I didn't know what to say. I think my wife was shocked. I was shocked. It didn't really hit me, like, you know, and I was like, okay, what are we going to do? And he said, you need a transplant. So I said, okay, transplant. If that's what I need, let's do it. And he said, but the waiting list is 2 years. So I drove back, we didn't speak to each other. I don't think she didn't know what to say. I was just lost. My mind was just thinking 12 months, what the hell, what's just happened? You know, everything under my feet was just taken away. Got back home, I couldn't even look my kids in the eye. I went straight upstairs into bed. And I was in bed for about 4 or 5 days. Mentally, my mind had just given up. I was in bed, I didn't literally get out of bed for 5 days. Thursday night, went to sleep. Before I woke up, I heard my grandma's voice. And I not only heard it, I felt her breath. Like, you know when someone's talking close to you? It was like, Rupinder, what the hell are you doing? Get up. Do something. And that's what woke me up that morning. I remember it so clearly. And then I just thought to myself, what the hell am I doing? Like, if I've got 12 months, I just wasted 5 days of those 12 months moping. I went to see my parents. I said, oh, I've got a bit of bad news. This is what they're saying. My brother was there. He lives with them as well. So he said to me straight away, he goes, don't worry. He goes, we'll sort this. So he made some phone calls, a few friends, and then I met a really good doctor. He put me in contact with the right people who gave me a medication, which is an injection, which helps with liver function, basically. And he said, you don't need a transplant. It's an expensive treatment, but it's life-saving, right? And then I was just on those injections for once a week. That's it. After my illness, I changed mentally. When you know you've got limited time, you don't sit around, mate. You know, you can't sit around and wait. You just have to get on with things. Me losing the fear of dying has made me a stronger person, more mentally strong than I've ever imagined I could ever be. I'd never have a situation where I think I can't do this. Not anymore. Maybe a few years ago, yes, I'll be like, I'll give up. No, mate, if I have a task, I'll make sure it's done.
The initial plan was, how do we build a platform in Gravesend for the community that allows kids and adults of any background where they can come and showcase their talent and become professionals, and we work backwards from that. The values that we want to incorporate into this platform link very well with the Gurdwara. It was almost a match made in that sense. We sat down and had an idea of what we wanted to do, and then we found, okay, the Gurdwara were trying to do the same thing, and the two joined together quite nicely.
It made it more important for us now, because we're not just playing for a club that we started and is just friends and stuff. All of a sudden we represent a whole community. Everything we do reflects on the community.
And one thing I've really noticed this year is, in a couple of companies and firms have pointed it out, is they feel comfortable sponsoring us because we upheld the Gurdwara values.
The club's not only doing well, but also everyone's enjoying it, right? And they are, when you're winning like that and you're enjoying it, it's a good vibe. But it's just the attitude of the boys. It's crazy, man. They just like keep going.
Our Sunday team, we believe, is one of the best in the country in terms of amateur teams. And the Saturday side, we're trying to build, and the ambition is to become a Premier League club.
Where we want to be is what we said from day one. You know, we want to be the first Asian Premiership club in the country. My plan is 4 years, we'll be there. If we do that, then we will make waves, we will open up pathways for young cricketers from all backgrounds.
I think the community brought in really well to it, and I think that's the main success of GNG, is the community aspect. Without the community and without Gravesend, there isn't a GNG cricket club.
I'm very grateful to people like Sunny, India, the Gurdwara here as well. They've put us in positions where we can just pick the phone up and say, this guy needs a trial. You know, we got 6 kids trials last year, 4 of them got selected for Kent. Just by doing those little things, you know, it just makes it everything worthwhile. One of the main reasons why I started this club, or we started this club, you know, was to make sure that talent is recognised. Personally, I want to see one of our players playing for England one day.